Oh, it was good. Good to be out here with the guys.
What's it like just being out here at St. Vincent College, and how is this kind of different from your many other treatment camps here?
Not actually way different. We were at the dorms at beautiful St. Norbert's College for 14 years, first 14 years of my career. And in those years, I had to go from the third floor to the second floor. And finally, about year 6 or 7, I was on the first floor. So I'm on the first floor here, which is a good start. I got DK as my suite mate, so we're sharing a toilet and a shower. But I love this idea, this opportunity to be out here in Latrobe and to stay here and connect with the guys.
Is that your choice to have DK as a suite mate, or is that a Mike Tomlin assignment?
No, I was surprised. I was here Tuesday night, and not many other guys were here other than the rookies. And when I got in the room, I realized we were sharing something, and I was secretly kind of hoping it wasn't a big lineman or something. Maybe somebody had, cared about their hygiene a little bit. So when I walked in, I saw like a standard suitcase. I said, "Oh, I think it's gonna be good. This is probably DK." So.
Have you had roommates before in training camp?
I have, yeah. I've had a lot of different roommates over the years. Brett Good, our long snapper forever. He's probably my favorite roommate at St. Norbert's. We used to play a lot of pranks on some of the guys, and had some pranks played on us as well. But yeah, it's good.
How would you say the relationship between you and DK is developing on the field, and maybe how things went the first day?
Yeah, I think we completed one out of a couple that we had his way. But DK and I have worked out in the off season together. Got a good relationship. We talked about a lot of football stuff. We FaceTime. We texted during the off season after mini camp. So we got a good relationship. It's going to just keep on growing.
One thing that's happened since you signed on was the trade for Johnny Smith and Jalen Ramsey. Throughout your career, have you had rosters and moments where you had dual tight ends like you might have here in Freiermuth and Smith? I mean, what do you think about those two, how you can work with them?
Yeah, I mean, we always valued the tight end in Green Bay. We kept 4 many times over the years. But these guys, the 4 that we had, the top 4, all have unique skill sets and all can do different things. So I like it. The tight end position, like the fullback position, has been undervalued, I would say, the last few years. But being able to have being able to go in 12 personnel can be an advantage with so many teams playing nickel to 12 these days. So if you got guys that can block and also run routes, you got an advantage there.
And what expectations of yourself for this team?
Sorry, one more time.
Do you have expectations of this for this team and of yourself?
I do, yes.
And they might be?
I'm not telling you.
Aaron, can you tell us what you've been doing since OTAs till now to prepare for this season?
I've been working out. I've been hanging at the beach with my dog, as you can see by getting stalked by TMZ. I was in Tahoe for a week, but other than that, I was working out at Proactive and spending time at the beach.
Anything different? Because you joined them later than you haven't previously. Is there anything you had to do different to be ready for the season?
The guys came out for a few days. We had a good time. Calvin hadn't seen the ocean before, so that was cool. We had a couple nice throwing sessions, good workout sessions. We had a nice dinner at Nobu. The Dolphins kind of went by right at the perfect time, and one of the guys, I won't embarrass him, asked if they pay the Dolphins to do that, to go by at a certain time. So we had a lot of fun. That was a good time to have those guys out. But other than that, it's been just the conditioning part's been important in the weights part, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Omar Khan said yesterday that he feels like this team is built to win a Super Bowl, to make a Super Bowl run. When you see the moves this organization has made, do you feel like this team is headed in that direction?
I think most of the 32 teams would probably say something to that accord at this time of the year. But I think that there's really only 6 to 8 that really have a legitimate chance. Sometimes it's 10 to 12, and there's teams that surprise you, but I would say on paper we're probably one of those 10 to 12.
How do you go from being on paper to being one of those legitimate 10 to 12?
I think it's coming together, times like this with these 17 or so practices that we have here, and finding the chemistry and hanging out with each other in the lunchroom and snack and the different times that we have, and growing together through our practice. Mike, wants to practice at the hottest time of the day, which, is interesting. But I love it just because it's a stressor. We see how guys respond to adversity.
You mentioned that chemistry. How do you kind of build that with guys throughout this process? Some of the guys we talked to on offense this morning really highlighted good communication. Is that a big part of it for you?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You know, you got to be saying the right message. Art has done a really nice job of giving me the opportunity to speak up in the meetings. So I'm always just trying to let the guys know what I'm thinking. It's been great communication between Tom and Matt and Arthur and myself. And I mean, hell, Mike was in the room this morning talking to us. So it's been a lot of fun. It really has. And I'm enjoying the process. And things are going to get better and look better as we go. But I'm excited about where we're at in day one.
Aaron, obviously it's still very early, but what is your first assessment of Will Howard and what impresses you most about him?
I just like his approach. You know, he's a good kid. He cares about it. He works hard. He listens. He's a good note taker. He's been picking my brain. I told him last night, he was in the room, we were talking about signals. I said, what can I do for you? You know, because I want to be a support system for him and pass on anything I can. I don't want to overstep my bounds, but if he wants to learn anything or pick my brain or be in my hip pocket, I'm all for it. So I'm looking forward to growing that friendship. But he has all the ability and the talent, and when his time comes, I think he's going to have a great chance to be a long-term guy in the league.
Aaron, you said,
guys, two more. We got to get coached.
You said on McAfee recently.
Recently?
A week or two ago, this might be look at this as it might be your last season. You go into the season thinking like this might be the last ride, or do you sort of just is that a decision you'll make maybe at the end of the process?
Yeah, I might go into the season like that. Might not.
Is it any,
Last
is
one
it,
here,
is,
last
is it
one.
any kind of
through the
Last one.
is it any kind of omen your first throw in team periods picked off by Patrick Queen? What is that? What goes through your mind?
And it's good to get that out the way. It's good to get it out the way. I mean, anybody that's watched me practice over the years, you know, you like to try certain throws at certain times. And anybody that's watched me in the games knows I've been pretty stellar taking care of the football over the years. So there's going to be picks for sure. I'm going to try to fit certain things in. You know, you gotta deal with some sweat on the ball from time to time. So it's going to be a good challenge for me throwing this heat every single day. I look forward to it. But I'm going to throw some picks. But I'm going to throw some touchdowns too.